Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today we are doing a single brand look using all L'Oreal products. If you like this look, then please stay tuned and I'll walk you through everything we did and all the products that we used. Alright, so today we are starting out with the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base. This is going to be our primer. I am starting my skin with Clean Skin with a little bit of my favorite moisturizer. I'm only using about this much, but with your moisturizer, you really want to make sure that the moisturizer has a chance to set in, because this does tend to pill a little bit, which is not my favorite, but I don't know that I think it's making a huge difference in my pores, but we'll see how it goes throughout the day. So, all right, next we are going to do the L'Oreal Infallible. This is their 24-hour total cover. And I have got it in the shade 302 Creamy Natural. So we'll see. You know, you can't swatch these at the drugstore. So I went to Target. I got this all at Target. So let's just try twisting it. Okay. So I'm going to put it onto my little plate here. And we will see how this goes. It's pretty thick. So I'm using about this much. And I am going to first try it with a brush. I'm using the e.l.f. Foundation Blurring Brush. And we're just going to see how it goes on initially. Oh wow, it's pretty thick. Ooh, I might have grabbed a little too much for this brush. So wow, that's some really good coverage. It's probably a little light for me. Although for me, I would rather go a little lighter and then be able to add in bronzer, and you know, if you're going to contour, add in the contour, and not be too dark, because then I feel like you do dark and then you add dark on top of it, and it's just, I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like it's a little bit harder to build up color when you're already, and this is definitely a little too light. So, you know, I have to remember that when you're trying to swatch using your, you know, wrist or whatnot, you really should go underneath, because you don't have as much tan here, and if you use SPF on your face every day like I do, then your face doesn't get as much color. So alright, so this is pushing in pretty nicely. You know, I'm not using the swirly motion because I don't want to move it all around. I just kind of want to blend it in. And we are going to do, I couldn't find a concealer, believe it or not, in the Infallible line. And really there wasn't a concealer that I was really excited about that L'Oreal offered. So I did not get a concealer. So we are not going to bake today because of that. So we'll see how it looks without any kind of fixing to your under eye. But so it is taking a little bit longer to blend out. Not bad though, but just because it's so thick. It's probably actually closer to my natural color, but because we always put bronzer and contour on, then it doesn't feel like it when you're looking at it. And I don't always use an eye primer for my eyeshadow. So a lot of times what I'll do is just bring the foundation, or if I'm going to set with a concealer under my eyes, I'll bring that up onto the lid just to act as sort of a little bit of a primer. So, okay, I'm going to let this kind of dry down a little while we continue on. I'm not going to set the foundation yet because I may have to do another layer. We'll see. I don't want it to be too layered, but oh well. Okay, so moving on. So in the Infallible line, they had eyeshadow, well, they've got these Infallible paints, eyeshadow paints, and we are going to try this one. They had several different colors. I chose 316 Cool Ivory just because I kind of liked the pearly, with a little bit of kind of pearly on this end and more champagne-y on this end. I thought it was kind of fun. They did not have any matte powder eyeshadows, and I don't know why. In the Infallible, they were all shimmers and all metallics, and I wanted something, with this being so metallic, I wanted something a little bit more matte. So I did pick up this in the Color Riche line of L'Oreal, and this is their little shadow palette in 250 Absolute Taupe. So I thought we need to build a little bit with some matte color. I think that's going to be really shimmery. If I only pick shimmers, all shimmers, is going to be a whole lot of shimmer. You don't need that much glitter. Not for this kind of somewhat everyday look. I'm actually going out on a trip tonight. I still do, in my previous life, I was a corporate flight attendant, and I still do that a little bit here and there. So I have got a trip tonight, and I thought, well, I've got to put a little more makeup on than I wear every day. So, but not too much. We don't want to go glam because it's not about me. It's about the service on the plane. So, so I thought I would try some of these kind of a little bit more natural colors on today. So we are going to start as our transition shade. And of course, I don't know what the colors individually are, but we're going to start with this kind of middle-y color right here. It's kind of, that's really powdery. So, and I'm going in with a MAC 213 brush, and we are just going to pop that on the lid as, I'm going to probably use this as the base and and transition shade at the same time, just because I don't have a lot of options for this, and I don't want it to be too intense. So I'm just popping that all over the bottom of the lid. Careful not to go too far up here. I don't have a ton of space, as you guys have probably heard on my other videos. So I don't tend to go too high up with color. I wish I could. I wish I had more room up there, but I just don't. So I gotta work with what God gave me, right? So am I ready to throw on these paints? I have never actually tried these paints before. So let's see, what color do we want to do? Maybe we'll go with the champagne color. So we're gonna go with the champagne-y end. Let's see what this looks like on. Not too bad on. So it's got a doe foot applicator. It's a little chunky. So I think this is going to be really interesting putting this on. So I'm just going to take this from the middle of the eye and go from the middle to the inner portions and see. This might be something that... So now that I'm a little bit more comfortable with how this works, I'm going to put on a little bit heavier and then blend. I actually really like that. I think we'll go back and, I'm going to see if I'm going to put too much on my brush here. Go back in with that same kind of middle color in the palette and try to kind of blur those lines a little bit so it looks a little bit more blended. But I actually really like that color. That's so pretty. It adds just enough of a little bit of a shimmer, but not overboard, not too much. Like I said, I am going to work, so. Okay, and then I'm going to take this angled shadow brush from Sephora. It's got kind of a flat angle on that side there. I'm going to go in with the darkest color. We're going to pop that in just the crease and corner and try to somewhat smoke this out a little. I know it looks a little crazy right now. Everybody has a different way of how they do their eyes. Some people, do one at a time. I tend to go back and forth between the two, just because I'm trying to get them as even as possible. Okay, now I'm going to take a blending brush from e.l.f. also, and this has nothing on it, so I'm going to try to kind of swirl these and blur these lines out a little bit more. Ooh, that dark shade kind of just went away over there. That's a little strange. Just a little bit higher here. Just add a little more definition before we highlight the brow bone and go in on the, oops, it's a dark color. This palette really does have some pretty colors. I actually really like the colors a lot. So let's see. And then I'm also going to take, well, this is a Mary Kay brush. Mary Kay shadow brush, and we are going to go in to the lightest color here. That's really dusty. Put that right on the brow bone, and I'm going to bring that down here as well. Down kind of into the corner of the eye. Try to extend that line a little bit, open up my eyes a little with the brighter color. Let's go back in with that brush and blend out. It's a little bit better. I mean, I don't want hologram eyes for this look, because again, like I said, it is more of a daytime look. Okay. See, and there is a decent amount of fallout. I'm just going to take a clean brush here. Try to get rid some of that. Let's do a little check on this foundation here. I think I'm going to build one more little layer up. I just feel like it's not covering. As thick as it came out of the tube, I really thought it was going to be thicker. One thing I am noticing is, though, as it's drying down, it is drying down a little darker than what it looked like initially. And okay, so wow, this builds beautifully. Can we see that? Can we see the difference between this side that has not had the second layer on and this one that does? Wow, it's not moving at all. The previous layer that I put down is not moving at all. This is layering beautifully. All right, kudos to L'Oreal. This is nice. So, I feel a little better now with the second layer of foundation on. I feel not so naked and not so almost complete on my eyes and then not on my face. But okay, so we're going to move on and continue with the eyes. We are going to do again with the L'Oreal Infallible paints. We are going to do this liquid liner, and it is in the color Black Party. This is new, they say. I don't know how new is, but so we'll see how this liquid liner goes. I like, I've been using the e.l.f. liner in the pot, and I like it, but I've kind of been wanting to get a pen, so we'll see how this goes. All right, let's see. Okay, kind of like the way the pen is. I kind of like it to be a little firm on the tip itself, but still soft so you can move it. So, all right, here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's nice. One thing I'm noticing is that it feels like it's drying out a little bit as I'm using it, which is not good. Maybe it's just this eye. Okay. Fix a little bit of that there. All right, so next we are going to try the L'Oreal Voluminous Extra Volume Collegen Volumizing Mascara in Black Noir. They did not have an Infallible mascara. I have been hearing Tati talking about the Lash Paradise from L'Oreal that she is obsessed with right now, but I don't know if we can't get that in Indiana yet. I have tried all the Targets in the area. I've gone on L'Oreal's website and they said it's at Target, but there is no Lash Paradise, not even a spot for it at our Targets. So I had to go with this. I've never tried this before. I do love their L'Oreal's Voluminous, their original formula, not the telescopic, but just the original Voluminous one is wonderful. So I'm hopeful for this one, that this is going to be good since it's from the same Voluminous line. So we'll see. It's got, I kind of like the big packaging. It does have a regular, you know, your standard mascara wand and brush. So here we go. See how it goes. Now that I have thoroughly coated my lashes, I actually really like that. We'll see how it does as far as fallout goes later. But okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set the face. We're going to do some contour here. Actually, this does not say whether it is a cream or a powder. Yeah, it's a powder. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set the face with, L'Oreal did not have a translucent setting powder. I thought that was so strange. So I went with the, again, in the Infallible line. This is the Pro Matte in Nude Beige. Here for me to be able to get this. Oh, we're in. Okay. My God. It does come with a sponge, almost like a cosmetic sponge is what it feels like. And, there's a cute little mirror there too. All right. Oh my gosh, I just closed it. Okay, we're back in again. All right, so we are going to take just a fluffy brush. This is, again, from e.l.f. I love e.l.f. brushes, if you guys haven't noticed that. And I'm going to just kind of press this in. This Infallible is pretty matte, so if you have dry skin, this might be a little too much powder for you. So now we are going to go in with the, again, from L'Oreal, the Infallible Pro Contour Palette. I chose the shades Medium. It does come with a cute little contouring brush. And then you have 2 shades. So we are going to go in with a NARS Ita brush. I'm not sure how I feel about this brush that came with the palette because it's like curved. Maybe that's supposed to kind of, oh, I guess it is kind of supposed to, well, let's try it. Why not? It came with it. It looks like it's supposed to kind of follow the contour of your face, which isn't a bad idea. So, all right, we'll give it a try. Ooh, there's lots of fallout. So we'll see how this goes. It's a little red. How did that get kind of red? Blend that down a little. And a little too high on one side, a little too low on another. That's okay, nothing we can't fix. I try to go kind of right on the tops of my cheekbones. I have such a round face. Oh my gosh, there's so much fallout. I just kind of want to blur it out a little bit. Okay. Oh, see, there's another one. Okay, so I do kind of feel like for $51 for this brush that the hairs should not be coming out, but that's okay. The color's a little warmer for me than what I probably would normally go for. I usually like the cooler colors, but of the options that they had, this one was my favorite. I thought it would be the closest to what I am. So, okay, so this highlighter does not have, oh, it's got a little shimmer to it. It doesn't look like it has much shimmer in the pan, but it actually does. So we're going to go in with a fan brush, and we are going to highlight. I didn't contour my nose and all of that. I guess I could. Why not? And I'm actually using a shadow brush. This is a contour shadow brush. And I'm going to contour my nose just a little bit. I actually don't mind my nose. It's not what I would consider a problem area for me. Oh, what is going on with my brushes? Why are they all, actually all of them except for the e.l.f. brushes. My e.l.f. brushes are not doing anything, but my other brushes are. What is with that? Oh, see? Look. Big black piece. Oh, it's very frustrating. Okay, so we're going to go in with a fan brush. This is just a fan brush from Sephora that I picked up the other day. And we're going to pull a little bit of that highlight and go right on the cheekbones. And then we will go in with blush after this. You know, I did not bronze anywhere else. I did not get a bronzer from them. I'm kind of wondering, this contour shade, I just don't know if it's something that I may just stay away from bronzer today. I don't feel like you always have to wear bronzer. Some people swear by it. I don't feel like it's you know, this absolute necessity, but so I think I'm not going to do any bronzing. Obviously I don't have any L'Oreal bronzer, so we're just going to skip it. So, all right, for blush, we are going to use the True Match by L'Oreal. This is super blendable blush in the color Cool. Is that the color? The color is Cool. Oh no, Rosy Outlook is the color. All right, so here's the little compact that this comes in. So the color is there, and then you lift up, and you have a brush and a mirror. And we are going to use this highlighting brush by e.l.f. I tend to use the highlighting brush. I have a very round face. Those little fuzzies are getting everywhere from these brushes. I have a very round face, so I like to be able to put the blush right where I want it. If I went in with a bigger brush like this, like these others, the blush would just kind of go everywhere. So get a little bit on our, let's see how, that's not very pigmented. Okay, we'll see how this goes. Oh, wow. Okay, just kidding. It actually is very pigmented. Wow, okay, that's a lot. a lot of pink. And it's shimmery, which I was not expecting. So I'm going to go back in real quick and just kind of tone this down a little. That's a little trick. If you put a little too much blush on, a little too much bronzer, just go back in with the same brush or beauty blender or sponge, whatever application you used for your foundation, and you can kind of tone it down a little bit. Okay, so we are going to set the face with the L'Oreal Infallible Maximum Extender setting spray. So let's see how this, we're going to take this kind of out a little bit and just generously apply. It does not taste very good. So I actually really like the spray nozzle on this. It actually came out very evenly. The first couple of sprays when you first open it are a little bit heavier as far as there's some droplets, but once you kind of prime the little pump, it's actually pretty good. So okay, so for lips, I got two different colors here. One, and again, the Infallible, these are both Infallible. These are lip paints, and this is a red in the color 324. Does not have it. 324 red. And then I also got this 8-Hour Pro Gloss from Infallible as well, and this is in the color Modern Mauve. So this is kind of my safe space. This is definitely going outside for me. So I'm going to try this first and see if I like it. We'll see. It's really red, and it might be a little much for work, but the swatch is pretty nice though. So we'll see. I may end up taking it off and putting the mauve on just to be safe, but here it goes. It's not bad, but I'm not feeling like I can, oh, it's all over my teeth. Okay, so this is gonna be a no-go. Okay, we're gonna take this off. So we're gonna go to my safe color, and this is that, again, Modern Mauve. Now this is an 8-hour lip wear also. Whoa, that's a, can we see that applicator? It's got a, like a, sort of a teardrop shape, and then there's actually a hole in the center. I wonder why that is. Interesting. Let's see how it goes. I don't know if it's because of the other lip color. Ooh, I'm not a fan of the smell. All right, so that was our full look, as you can see, with L'Oreal's Mostly Infallible line. Okay guys, so I am doing a check-in here from the airplane. Whoa, what is going on with my hair? And this, I am not loving this makeup. If you can kind of see, I know this is on my iPhone, so it's not really great, but can you see like just how like uneven the texture of my skin is, and like these lips is, the lipstick is like super berry colored, which is not what it looked like at all when it came out of the tube. So I'm a little confused, like, did the lipstick oxidize? Is it really that color coming through? And my lips are pretty sticky feeling, so I'm not loving that. Eyes aren't too bad though, those have stayed on, but literally I've had the makeup on for just a couple of hours. I mean, maybe 2 hours at the most, and I don't know, like, some of it's okay, but you can really start to see, for the fact that I have 2 layers of foundation on, I really feel like this should be better. L'Oreal, you've got a lot of really good stuff out there. I'm just not sure that I'm loving this Infallible line. So I don't know, what do you guys think? I'll do a check-in when I arrive home this evening, and we'll see how it goes. So anyways, I'll see y'all in a little bit. Hey guys, okay, so we are at the end of the evening here. It is about 10:30. I am back from my flight, and we're just doing a check-in to see how the makeup wore. As you can see, no lipstick left. Typically, I think you would normally touch up lipstick during the day. However, I did not bring it with me. I wanted to see how it would do. As you can saw from my previous check-in, I'm not too excited about this makeup. I think it looks okay. The eyes are really what probably stayed on the most. And for some reason, this side of my blush and contour from the contour palette, and the highlight stayed on. This side is not as much. I'm not really sure why. I didn't do this. I didn't sit like this. I didn't do anything like that, so I don't really know why that is. But all in all, it's not awful. In the camera, it's not so bad, but in real life, it's not as great as I think it could have been. So products of this line that I did actually really like. I did like the liner. That was probably my favorite. And then the eye paints. I think these are really good, and they really did stay where I put them. And you could build the layers, so if you wanted something a little bit brighter, a little bit deeper. And I did like the mascara as well. So I'll link all of that information below. And again, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to see more videos like this where we try out different lines, then just let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.